DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. In this video, we will understand what is DHCP, why is it required, what are the related nuances, and are the asset types which provide the DHCP service. So here we start. Now, let's understand a scenario where we don't have any DHCP server in this, wherein a local LAN network is set up. We have an internet gateway which is used for providing the internet service, the access to the internet, and it has been assigned an IP address of 192.168.1.1. Now, the network admin here, he makes sure that IPs are accurately given to the end systems. And in that case, it started assigning the IPs from 192.168.1.10 onwards. So first client system was given 1.10, second one was given 1.11 and 1.12. Till that time it was okay. However, let's see what happens when we have the scale up requirement coming up. So in this case, a new system is introduced which has to be put into the network and so that it can access the internet. Now what happens that this system is, because of human error, instead of giving 192.168.1.13 IP, it is wrongfully given 1.1. Now the moment it is given 1.1 and it sends broadcast into the network, what earlier was happening that 1.10, which used to go towards its default gateway for the internet, used to go like this. Everybody used to go like this. However, since this new system has been assigned with an IP address 1.1, there is IP address conflict, and now all these systems will start sending their traffic to 1.1, thinking that it is their default gateway. So in this case, everybody sends it to this client, and this client will black hole drop the traffic instead of sending it towards the internet, and hence whole of the office network is down, critical applications are down. In fact, there may be some CXO level people who are in the office director level. Every leader will be having or rather experiencing a downtime, and that is where it becomes essential that we have a DHCP server installed here. DHCP makes sure that the IP assignment to these clients is dynamic and that they don't have the overlapping IP addresses. It makes a database which assigns to the respective systems as per their identifiers and makes sure that there is no overlapping and they have unique IP. Not only that, it reserves the IP for the internet gateway, which is 192.168.1 in its database, so that 1.1 is not assigned to any other system which is a dynamic DHCP client. So that is where DHCP server becomes pretty important, and it is a quintessential, a typical setup which is required in any business office. In fact, not only businesses and corporate, but also at our home also, we require DHCP service so that our endpoints, PCs, our laptops, our mobiles, they get unique IP which can be used to access the internet without disruption. Next one, DHCP process. I will not go into detail of it, but just give a high level view of how the DHCP process, which is called by the name of DORA process, happens. So DORA process primarily means D for discover, O for offer, R is for request, and then A is for the acknowledgement. So in this case, what happens? The DHCP client sends a discover message. That is the discovery of the DHCP server. It does not know where the DHCP server is or whether it exists. That's why it sends a broadcast into the network. And in that case, the DHCP server, when they received it, they send an offer with the IP address that can be used by this client. Now, on receiving the IP address, the DHCP clients needs to acknowledge this request so as to confirm that yes, I have accepted the request and this is from this DHCP server. And as a response, DHCP server acknowledges that okay, fine DHCP client, I know you have got the IP address and I have reserved it into my database also so that you can use it as per the parameters which have been assigned. That is the time, the use duration for which you can use it. And this goes to the DHCP client. So this is primarily the DORA process which happens in the DHCP process of handshake between the DHCP client and the DHCP server. Now that we've understood what the DHCP DORA process is and why is it required, now more about what are the equipment or asset types which can provide DHCP service. So DHCP service can be provided by plethora of assets which are in the network. So first one is the router. Let us say you have a broadband router by the ISP or maybe internet router which is installed at the premise. So this router can also provide a dual functionality not only of the internet router or the broadband router but also of dynamically assigning the IP addresses to the pool of clients which are into the network. So that is the router. Or else if we don't want to use the internet router or broadband router, we have the layer 3 switch. So layer 3 is more of a secured network device in the LAN. So any layer 3 device, maybe core or the distribution, can be leveraged to provide the DHCP server for the clients which are inside the LAN. Now let's say we don't want to overburden the layer 3 switches and routers. In that case, we have appliances, dedicated appliances which provide service for the DHCP to the corporate, to the businesses. So one of example is Infoblox. Infoblox is one, and another is the Blue Cat also. There are other vendors also in the market which have dedicated appliances that will provide DHCP service to the clients. So better it is to have an appliance, though there is a cost implication also because we have to buy an appliance, a dedicated appliance for service. However, this is quite a robust, quite a detailed and quite an advanced level of appliance which can provide us with the DHCP service not only for the location but also remote sites also. Next, we'll move to the Windows and Linux servers also. So most of the systems in the client environment are Windows or Linux, so they can be also used to provide additional service of DHCP server. Or else we can move on to the advanced new generation firewalls which are called UTMs or NGF, that is next generation firewalls. They also have the DHCP service which can be leveraged by the wired or the wireless client. Now, for especially the wireless part of it, many times the companies are using the wireless controller which will provide the dynamically assigned IP to the wireless devices, and it is quite helpful in that case. And lastly, we'll come to the cloud DHCP server. Let us say customers are not interested in providing their own assets from the network and they don't want to manage their assets. So why not to leverage the cloud service provider DHCP servers which can provide IP addresses, and it is quite helpful in terms of providing the DHCP dynamically assigned IP addresses to all the remote locations for the customer, for the business, and quite helpful also. Hope you like the video and thanks for watching. Bye.